What up, my people? Do me a favor, hit that like button down there. I would very much appreciate it. Make sure you check out DNKKnives.com and also DNK Knives YouTube channel. Very good company, very good person that owns it. He's very good to the channel and to the greater community in general. Also, if you purchase something from there, check out this coupon code behind the edge 10 to get yourself 10% off. Also, follow me on Instagram if that's your kind of thing. If not, then cool. If you would like to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon in the description, or you can join the My People channel membership. It's right down there. Where 100% of all funds is used for knives, for content, and for giveaways. Also, this video is brought to you by Walmart, where they have everything you need except for what you are looking for. Alright, today we're going to do 5 Grail knives that you should check out, or at least experience. They are all pretty awesome. All of these are mine except for one, and you will probably be familiar with, if you watch my channel a lot or watch it at all, you will be familiar with these knives. First is the Shepherdsville knives. It does not have a name itself, it's just a folder. It is made out of PSF 27, all titanium, and titanium liners, and G10 frag scales. Shepherdsville knives typically makes fixed blades. They make excellent fixed blades. But for Blade Show 2021, it says it in there. I don't think I can. There it is right there. They tried their hand at folders. They made quite a few. I don't know how many, but it was less than 100 and let's say more than 25. As far as I know, they don't sell them anymore, but here and there you can find them on the secondary. PSF 27 is a steel a lot of people I'm sure have not heard of, but it is a excellent tool steel with fantastic toughness and edge retention, but it will rust, so be aware of that. This is one of my favorite work knives. It is just stellar as a work knife. It is on Teflon washers. Has some weird thumb studs, but they work pretty good. I would prefer just regular thumb studs, but that's not the way the man designed the knife to be. It has your typical ProTech Benchmade Les George style clip, so you can swap the clip out if you didn't like it. But anyway, it's a great knife. I like it. It is USA made. It is a custom, but it was relatively affordable when they were available. And hopefully they start making them again. It was $350. Next, the only knife that is not mine. This is the Chapman Lake CLK1. 20 CV, very deep hollow grind, all titanium frame and hardware and clip. This is American made in Indiana, and this is their first model that Chapman Lake came out with that I'm aware of. It is a CNC knife, but the blade is traditional ground, but I don't think it's hand ground. It is considered a production knife, but in very low quantities and batches. They come in a vast array of colors, and I know it is wild looking, and the aesthetics might not be for everybody, but the knife is actually a brilliant cutting tool. Super comfortable, bananas action on the thrust bearings. Yeah, they do the heat treat the exact way that you would want it. This 20 CV is 61 to 62. That hollow grind is just straight up amazing. You can't get any better. And it is built very, very well. And if you don't like the colors, just re-anodize it or blast it. Or order one that doesn't have the colors. But killer knife. I very much recommend checking one out, at least to just experience how awesome it is, because it really is. Next, the most affordable of the bunch here. This is the MSI, Microtech Standard Issue. M390 MK blade, G10 handle, but they do make them in polymer. Titanium backspacer, steel, everything else. There's a lot of really cool details in this. First of all, you have some extremely robust hardware all the way around. In the open position, it is absolutely freaking rock solid. For a G10 knife that's not titanium, it is very, very well built. And if it wasn't for the bearings, I would consider this very much a hard use knife. Only problem I've had this knife is the spring is showing, which doesn't hurt anything, just drives me crazy. I don't particularly care for that part of it, but otherwise, it is awesome. That's probably the only reason I won't carry this to work. I just don't want to get the bearings and that spring all gunked up with drywall dust and sawdust and the stuff that's at my work. But otherwise, the knife is just straight up sick. I really do like it. They even did this apocalyptic finish is even on the inside of that window, the blade window, which I think is a cool touch. Everything's chamfered down, extremely comfortable in the choke up position or regular. This is a winner. I hate to say it. The M390 MK might not be the greatest heat treat in the world. I will let you know what I think about it whenever I use it more. I have been carrying it the past couple days, but I'm not using it at work, so it'll take me a little longer to get a good analysis on it. But those are available quite a bit, and they're only $250, which sounds like a lot of money, but just about everybody can save up for a while to get themselves one. $575 might be a little harder to do. $350 is not too bad, but $250 is pretty much pro. If you're willing to get up and go to work like a normal man and save some money, you should be able to grab one of them at some point in the future. The next knife, Les George VECP. This is a fantastic Grail knife that isn't too crazy expensive either. It's about $450 new. And yes, I do agree that is very expensive. That's half a paycheck. But again, if you can save up, you do yourself a favor by grabbing one of these. It is a stellar work knife or fancy knife for church or whatever. They have just straight up regular titanium without this milling in them, or they have it with the milling. They have button lock version. They have a flipper version. They don't make a lot of these, so you have to be on your toes whenever they do drop, but they do drop quite often. This one here is in CTS XHP, but they're now transitioned to MagnaCut. I like the XHP. It's a fantastic steel, very underrated. Yeah, one of my favorite steels, but the VECP is also one of my favorite designs ever, which leads me to the last one. Also, a Les George VECP. Excuse me. But this one is the first version from 12, 13 years ago. And let me move these out of the way. They made, as a casual glance, look like the same knife. And technically they are the same model. But they are very, very different. First of all, the handle length on the old one is longer by about 3/8 of an inch. The pocket clips are different. You have standoffs on this one and a G10 backspacer on this one. The blade is ground a little bit thinner on the older one. And you can still find these. They're all over the place. Arizona Custom Knives has them from time to time. I see them on the secondary quite a bit. They are more expensive than the regular $450 for the standard model. You're getting up into the $600 range on these. But to me, it's worth every penny because you have a knife that will last forever, and you can pass it down to your children. The pivot is a little different. The screws are a little different, but the biggest thing to me is the newer one has milled out scales to make it much lighter. And the older one is just slab side, quite thick titanium. And I'm going to put them on a weight measuring device, since I can't think of the name of a scale. I'm going to put it on a scale. Hopefully you can see that. All right, first one is 5 ounces. The older one is 5.6, 5.7. So a little bit over a half an ounce heavier, which I like. Also the frame or the handle, as you can see right here, this one is a little wider. This is a little more narrow. The base is a little bit different. The thickness, I believe, is identical. Yeah, and the blade thickness is identical. Also, in the closed position, this thumb ramp, I guess you would call it, sticks up a little more. It is a little more proud of the handles than this one. I can actually front flip this. Compared to this one, I absolutely cannot. The detent is extremely stiff on this one compared to this one. But, you know, they're technically the same knife, but different enough, in my opinion, that if you see one of these, I absolutely recommend grabbing one up. Or one of these as well, but this one I for sure would grab up. This one also has tip up or tip down choice, right hand only. This one is right hand tip up only. Anyway, that's really the only differences, and either one is fantastic. I love both of these knives. I probably won't keep them both. I will absolutely, man, I don't know. I like them both so much, but I'd love to keep them both, but I don't know if I can afford it. You know, I don't know if the channel can afford to keep them both. So I will make a decision on which one to keep, which one to get rid of. These are a little harder to come by, and I like it a little better, but this one is great as well. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know in the comments what you think 5 good Grail knives would be, or what you have that you think are Grail knives. Let me know in the comments what 5 you like. Make sure you're good to each other, love each other, and remember, life is short. So buy yourself a knife. Don't be a cunt. Yeah, those 2 things. All right, later.